And now an interview with Emily Birch.
Over the past 100 years, do you believe that women have achieved equal rights?
Achieved equal rights? No. But I think that they've almost achieved equal rights. There's been a lot of progress, but I know that men and women don't make the same amount of money for the same job. So on that basis alone, I would say no. You know, women have to work as hard, but they are not making the same amount of money. And in our society, there's other jobs that women have too, which they don't get paid for. So women have a lot of work to do, some of which they get paid for and not as much as men, and some that they don't even get paid for at all. And they're just expected to do because they are women.
Okay. Do you believe that people treat you differently because you're a woman? And do you like or dislike being treated differently?
Sure. I mean, I'm happy being who I am, and haven't known anything else, so that would be a little tricky. But do I think I'm treated differently? Probably. I grew up in an area of the country that was very, they call it chivalrous, you know, where men had strong roles of being, you know, the provider at home and, you know, having roles of responsibility, and the women were more in roles of being at home and therefore not making any money. So I think, you know, I'm aware of dual roles like that. I think that I've tried to live that down in my careers in the past. So it's not as big of an issue as it used to be.
Can you think of any situations that you have been discriminated in, and can you explain?
You know, because usually I'm aware of what's fair, and I usually raise my hand, so to speak. If I feel like something's not right, then I'll speak up. You know, protesting usually doesn't help, but trying to address it diplomatically seems to often work. Talking it out, you know, whether you're talking to your boss about it or something like that, or just confronting a person who probably hasn't actually thought about it, that it affects me more than it affects them, so being able to discuss it is a good thing.
Right.
So.
Do you know of any people that have been discriminated, and in what situation?
Oh, well, yes. But you mean in equal rights? In terms of gender rights?
Right. Right.
Yeah, well...
Do you feel as if there are restrictions to what you can do in life because you are a woman? No?
No. I mean, I think there, again, you know, about the salary, equal salaries and things like that, I think that's a challenge, but I don't think it's a restriction. It's not keeping me from getting a job, it's keeping me from making as much as might be fair. But also when you get into a situation, you might, you know, I hope that I would be able to overcome it by discussing it and being that valuable, you know, that I could get extra pay, equal pay, I should say. So, so yeah, I'm hopeful. I also believe that it is a priority of our government to accomplish equal rights. I think that's an important thing for them to advocate.
Right.
Because women are, you know, half the population. I look at our government and our society in the United States, and then I compare it to, you know, other world cultures, and it's appalling. I mean, you asked me earlier if I know of people who've been discriminated against, and I'm horrified to see how other women are treated in other countries. I guess that makes me feel like, whew, the little problems that we have here are much smaller. But we should try to always achieve equality, because there are countries where, you know, women aren't allowed to go out without head covers on and headdress, and maybe they accept that, but they're also not allowed to be in a salaried job, and they're not allowed to go to church, and they're not allowed to do so many things that we take for granted that I guess in that respect, I do know people that have been discriminated against, not personally, but it's in the news every day in different cultures, and it's appalling. And I'm very proud at that time to be in this culture where we advocate equality. And even though we haven't achieved it exactly, we do always strive to be better.
Right.
Yeah.